Hey guys, welcome to Made in Vegas. I'm your host David Lee, and you know what? This show's been around since 2014. We had a little bit of a break in 2015. Then we came back, and you know what? We met some cool places. We've been to some cool places, met some cool people, and you know what? The one thing that's been consistent though is the fitness aspect. In fact, I did a bodybuilding competition which led me down this path of personal training and helping other people reach their personal fitness goals. And you know what? I learned there's so much more to bodybuilding than lifting weights and drinking protein. In fact, I learned about proper nutrition, rest periods, proper dieting, which is also proper nutrition. And I also learned, actually I didn't learn, I was recommended to do some cardio. Because, face it, you can't get cut, you can't get lean without doing cardio. If you are, you're doing something else and it's probably not healthy. Which is why I'm calling this next season of Made in Vegas the Platinum Physique. So what's a Platinum Physique? You might be thinking Mr. Universe or Miss Universe. I think there is a Miss Universe, but not directly related to fitness. But that's beside the point. Having the Platinum Physique is being the best version of you that you want to be. Maybe you want to be healthier. Maybe you just want to be lighter in weight. Or maybe you want that bikini or beach body. I don't know. Whatever it is you want, that is you and that is your Platinum Physique. So, in the course of the next couple weeks, I'm going to be talking to people that want to reach their fitness goals and how they got there and what inspired them to do that. So sit back, relax, because this next person that we're going to see, she is a stay-at-home mom and a beginner at bodybuilding. This is her story. Check it out.
My name is Jessica Martinez. I have been a bodybuilder probably since my days in the Marine Corps. I started back in, let's say, 2004. But I really didn't get into bodybuilding until probably right after my daughter was born, which was in 2013. What brought me to my first show? Basically, I wanted to see where I could take my body. I'm not really much of a spring chicken anymore. I'm going to be 40 in June, so to me, I wanted to see what I could do with my body. You know, I was always that kind of skinny fit, but no real definition, no muscle. I was always just fairly lean. So with this, you know, I started seeing the changes in my body, and then I just kind of had this notion that, you know, I wanna compete, because, you know, it's such a grueling, you know, chain of events, I guess you could say, because it's so structured and, you know, very, to me, kind of militant. I guess I could put it that way, because I'm so used to structure in the military. You know, honestly, I really, you know, I follow a lot of fitness tubers, I guess you could say, on YouTube, and so I kind of got little bits of what I might expect from it, but a lot of what I experienced wasn't what I was expecting. And we're talking about water, like what to expect. You know, for me, like a gallon of water seems like a lot. Some days I'm just like, it's like the Sahara Desert in my body. I want water and I'm so thirsty all the time. And I typically can get a whole gallon in really fast when I'm working out, because I'm a sweater. It's pretty gross. And yeah, but she was telling me, she's like, yeah, you'll probably be up to like 2 or 3 gallons at one point. I was like, oh my gosh, like 1 gallon for me is like, whoa. You know, I'm very dramatic. Anyway. So yeah, so I'm at 1 right now. I'll probably get a good chunk of this done and then polish it off at the gym. I'm talking to myself. Well, not really. I'm talking to a camera. I don't want to say I really went in with any expectations. I mean, I kind of had a general idea. You know, throughout the whole prep, I asked a lot of questions, and, you know, so I I don't want to say I went in blindsided either, like not knowing what to expect, but it didn't have any expectations other than, you know, kind of just the idea of what it was going to be like. And, you know, my trainer that I'm with now, she's gone through a prep, so she answered a lot of my questions too on, you know, as far as what to expect and how you're going to feel at different points of the whole process. My trainer right now is Vanessa Hobbs and Michael Haley. I'll be going in kind of half and half with both of them for this next upcoming show I'm looking at doing. So my day-to-day isn't super exciting or anything. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So Mondays I go grocery shopping. I get my lifts in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. The rest of the week, with the exception of Sunday, is a full complete rest day for me. I go and get my cardio in and any ab work or calf work that I have to do in between those days. Friday, I devote a whole day, with the exception of after going to the gym in the morning to get my cardio in. I think in the beginning, the way beginning, because I started with Michael back in August of 2016. So for me, the food, I used to follow the macro type of dieting, you know, if it fits your macros, I guess you could call it. And so my diet wasn't super clean, but it was balanced. So for me, going into just a very strict clean diet, that was a challenge, but not so much where, you know, gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I can't have a burger anymore or something. No, but I think that was kind of the hardest part. We've got a big bajumba thing of chicken. Well, I like to just throw a bunch of chicken in the crock. Yeah, I usually will cook it on high for 4 hours and then just keep it warm, and then later on I'll shred it. And that's really it. So that's meal one. Then I'll just cook up a bunch of rice in bulk, and then I like my broccoli fresh. I don't like to cook a bunch of broccoli because I'm probably the only person in America who doesn't have a microwave. So that's the only thing that I'll cook each meal fresh is my broccoli. And then rice I'll just do up. Because then when I reheat my food, like if I reheat the chicken, I'll throw it in a frying pan because I like the rice like a little crunchy. So I'll do that. And so that's kind of like my meals for the week. I usually will just eat chicken twice a day, and then at night I get tilapia. So I always just cook my chicken on Monday in bulk. So I'm good for the rest of the week. And then my tilapia every night I just cook on its own. I will find out Wednesday if my diet changes. I feel a little flat. Flat, for anybody who doesn't know, like I don't feel any pop anywhere. I kind of had an idea of, you know, the type of poses that we had to do for bikini, but I had no idea that I remember the first time we went there and we were doing our posing and Michael's like, twist, twist, keep twisting. And I'm like, oh, I felt like, I can't even think of the movie right now where the lady's head spins. I think it was like Beetlejuice or something, I don't know. So you're like really twisting and getting in there and I was like, whoa. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna hold that on stage and I'll keep, you know, and he just kind of went, you know, having me twist more. So that I wasn't expecting that. Like literally the next day, that was like a workout in itself. I mean, you're in high heels and you're walking and calves are getting a workout. Your body's twisting in ways that you're like Gumby. And so it was interesting, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I tried to do it a lot on my own because, you know, I'm not very graceful in heels. So yeah, definitely lots of housework in my high heels and as much as I could possibly wear them. I think some of the struggles for me, like I said, I'm not very, you know, graceful in heels. So there's some poses that you have to kind of transition to because you want to make sure that your body looks its best, you know, for the judges to judge you off of. So there was a lot of different, you know, transitions that I struggled with, I guess you could say, in the beginning, and just trying to nail it to where, you know, maybe things wouldn't jiggle or, you know, it wasn't very pleasing to the eye. I don't know how to put it, but I think that was probably the hardest part. for me. But again, practice, I was trying to just practice, and then, to where you have that comfort level and you're not so nervous, I guess. A leg day, let's put it this way, you will pretty much not be able to sit or walk for like a good week until your next workout with him, and then you're good. It's intense. The training's pretty intense. And the great thing is for me, I like the variety. So every time I worked out, it was always just a little bit different. And then he teaches you as you're doing an exercise. He's telling you, okay, this is what it's doing for this part of your body. So let's say, you're doing, a squat or something. He's like, okay, well, it's working this part of your glute, this part of your glute. If you do it this way, I mean, he's very detailed about how, each exercise is done. And one little variation, I mean, you could stand a certain way, and if you change the way you stand, as an example, there's ways that I was doing one exercise, and the way he showed me how to do it, I literally would feel it in my glute versus, say, more of your quad or something like that. And so I've always felt that, I like to learn, I like to know, what is this doing for me? And then seeing the changes on top of that was amazing, how fast that your body just changes, by proper form and intensity level. And so. Day one, oh man, day one was interesting. I want to say, actually, I'm trying to think, my food was, the food was the same. I don't think we had too much cut out. I think maybe towards the evening I didn't get carbs. So as my body was starting each day, with less carbs, I was feeling it. I mean, then you're so tired and your brain is foggy, and you're, because you don't realize how much carbs really affect you. I mean, your energy level, it's crazy. So yeah, every day that little things were taken away, like, our water was getting lowered and the carbs were slowly kind of, getting less. So my hardest day was during peak week was Wednesday. That was my lowest carb day. I want to say I had just oats in the morning. That was probably the only carb I had. And then the rest of the day it was just protein and veggies all throughout the day. So you're literally pretty hungry and tired at that point. And then the next day, Thursday and Friday were for carbs week. We get rice cakes and then our protein, no veggies. And I ended up getting a stomach virus Thursday night. So I was, needless to say, sick in every way possible for 24 hours. And then so my next day, I was just trying to recoup, and I had to adjust my diet. My water got adjusted. We added a little bit of water. We added electrolytes. So I was drinking electrolytes all day long and just trying to get my energy levels back up and not be so dehydrated as I was. And so it kind of worried me a lot. I was a little bit behind. I missed meals because I was sick. And so I guess you could say that was probably the hardest day of peak week, trying to deal with being sick and then managing to get all your meals in and recover. And so probably by Friday evening, I think I was pretty good to go. I mean, as far as my energy, for as busy and crazy as the day was, getting tanning and prepping for the next day for the show. So on show day, my day started at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I was up at 4 in the morning. I had to get my second coat of tan at 4:30, and then have a quick meal. Had to jump right into getting my makeup and hair done at 5:30. So literally pretty much the whole day you're just kind of on the go. I mean, there was little spurts in between after prejudging where we kind of had a little break and we can eat, and we had time to where we actually could watch some of the show ourselves before we had to go back on for the evening. And lots going on, definitely, for sure. A lot of nerves before the morning show. But I have great teammates that kept me motivated and kept the day completely stress-free. Layla, she's great. We actually really bonded. I didn't really know Layla before. You know, I met her a few times during training, and she's a doll, an Amazonian doll. She's very sweet, she was like mom backstage, I think. She had done it before. This was her second competition, and so she knew pretty much what goes on backstage, and she was there and very supportive, and if I had any questions or if I was in need of lip gloss, that she she was there for everything. And again, it's just totally stress-free. I mean, when you have somebody there for you that knows what's going on and kind of pumps you up and just totally eases your nerves, it helps a lot versus trying to be alone or David Lee, my brother from another mother. You're, I have to say, you're my rock through the whole prep. And I'm trying not to get emotional right now about it because, from all kinds of stuff that I dealt with personally and emotionally, whether it's food or relationship or being tired at night, you were there and you related with me, and you were able to relate with me in everything that I went through. I could joke with you about all kinds of stuff prep related. I won't embarrass anybody. But and even show day, it was like, you guys are great. We have such a great team, and I know I couldn't have done it without you guys. Okay, I am getting emotional. Again, I had a lot of kind of personal things going on that day, and between Michael and yourself and Layla, just such an amazing support system. And even with, back to talking about our coach Michael and his support that day, he was unable to be backstage with us, and even though he was unable to be backstage with us, he was still with us. Thank goodness for modern technology and cell phones. We were able to communicate through our cell phones and figuring out what we needed to eat. He was there every step of the way. We're on the phone with him. He's like, okay, I want you to eat this. I want you to eat that. And, just calming us down. You're doing great. And not everybody had that backstage. There was actually a girl that was backstage, and she didn't have food with her. She didn't know she was supposed to bring snacks. Her coach wasn't there with her, and I'm thinking here to myself, here my coach, yes, he's not backstage with us, but he's here with us. Every step of the way he told us this is exactly what you need. He was there for us, and thinking about that poor girl who didn't have any snacks or food or didn't know what was going on because she wasn't told. She didn't have that type of coaching. Whereas, Michael isn't just a coach. He's your mentor, he's your dad, he's your therapist, as we always joke about. And he's there for you in every way. And that definitely made the day so much less stressful for me. I'm just very grateful. We have a really good team. I'm not gonna lie, before I got on stage, I was shaking. I'm like, what if I can't walk? I'm so nervous. But then as soon as you're in line with all the other girls, and as soon as they put you in the spotlight and you're waiting to walk out and do your routine, it kind of just changes. I don't know what it is, but that all the nerves and the anxiety of it leading up to that moment just kind of fades away, and you hear people shouting and screaming your number, and you just get so pumped up that it just completely changes everything, and you walk out and you're so pumped and you do your thing, and you know, and for that moment that it's over, it goes by really quick. So afterwards you're like, okay, I'm ready for another one, let's do this again, you know, because you're so excited. And you know, it's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy backstage. Even leading up to getting on stage, there's so much energy around you, and it's crazy. I was kind of in a daze, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait, did they just call my number? For a brief second I wanted to look down. I'm like, this is me, this is who they're calling. And it was crazy. There's a lot of competition. I mean, there are a lot of great looking girls, and I felt just so much honor and so much pride that they called me. It was crazy. It's still kind of unreal, especially when they were handing out trophies. I still couldn't. I kind of feel like I hesitated a little bit, you know. And it's still kind of a blur, because when I picked up my trophy, they were asking me, okay, what was your place? And I kind of felt really stupid, because I was still running off of that energy and high from what was going on. Like, I'm like, I don't know. For a brief moment I couldn't remember. It was crazy, because I was still just in such shock. Not shock that thinking I couldn't do it, but you know, it was crazy. Throughout kind of like this journey, I kind of had a lot of kind of support, but not a lot of support. It was just always kind of, you know, where my family life, I should say, it was always just kind of half and half, you know. My boyfriend, he was supportive in the way that he could be supportive. I had a hard time with, on show day with my mom, there was not so much support in the beginning, but then leading up to the show there was support and a lot of excitement over it. And then show day, there was a lot of disappointment for her, as far as how bikini, you know, how bikini is in comparison to, let's say, figure or physique, you know. And I think that made it really hard, because I felt very, very proud of myself, and I still feel very proud of myself. You know, I worked hard for where I'm at today, and looking at myself, say, you know, a few years back, and seeing where my physique is today. And to me, this is a sport. This is something that I love, and I worked very hard for it. And to get that kind of negativity about what this is as a sport, or what, you know, say what my mother had thought of it, made it, I guess you could say, kind of took a little bit away. But you know, thankfully for, you know, for yourself and Layla and Michael, you know, you can't let negativity influence who you are as a person or what you do in your life. You know, ultimately it's what makes you happy, you know. And I think that's where I had to just kind of let that go, you know, because it was all of our special day, you know. And I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah. Ooh, long-awaited pizza that we'd been talking about. We took Grimaldi's Pizzas, how we celebrated that evening. It was good. It was really good. I made some treats for all of us, and these little peanut butter, pretty much everything I could find in my kitchen that was sweet and delicious. I think I threw in this little Blondie bars, and so we had some of that and pizza. And the next day I went to Donut Bar downtown and got this ridiculously massive donut that was like this big, and sadly I could eat like a couple bites because I think my stomach wasn't up for it after the night prior. But yeah, I know. now I'm back to chicken and broccoli again, so old habits never die, I guess.